fellow Zenites. Did you check your pulse and wallet balance with your coffee this morning? Well, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and Slanjivar to everyone. Well, what an eventful day it has been with the budget in the UK and two very interesting targeted taxes that occur today, where one, private jet use has just been taxed out of existence, and number two, the non-dom rule is also going to be disappearing. Two very targeted taxes, which I can't say as I'm terribly happy about. Sanjivar. Lovely. Now, the thing is, what does it matter? Because what's going to happen is that the non-DOMs aren't going to come here anymore. We're all going to leave, which means that we're not going to fly our private jets into the UK. So the extra revenue and taxation that she was hoping for from us is gone. That's not going to happen. Of course, what will happen to the increases in the national living wage? I'm a big fan of that, actually, but who ends up paying for it? It will be passed on to you. The very people that are going to have the increases, you're going to end up paying more for stuff. So actually increasing the living wage isn't a very smart idea either. Gosh, it's all doom and gloom, but there is a ray of hope. And that is, of course, cryptocurrency, the highest appreciating asset class that there ever is. So the first thing I'd ask you to do is, if you can hear me, put a 5 in the chat, because we don't want to repeat it last time. So Sanjivar, will I have a little snifter, and put a 5 in the chat if you can actually hear me. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So, earlier on today, I posted some very interesting facts and figures. Some research has shown that there are a myriad of mutual funds that you can invest in, both here in the UK and in America. But turns out that the lackluster performance of these funds means that you are never going to be escaped the system and become wealthy if you invest in even the top 5 funds. As you can see from my tweets, the average rate of return is appalling for both America and the UK. And, you know, the only one that's going to win are the bankers and the regulators and the financial institutions. You, on the other hand, just lose out to inflation every single time. That's why we're here. That's why we've come to this juncture in history where we have the technology, and we also have a situation where the haves have more and, you know, the rest of us don't. There's a complete imbalance in the system. And whenever that has happened in the past, it's led to one thing only, and that is revolution. And of course, the revolution this time is in crypto. So here we are. Pulse Zen is going to be going on for dozens of years, if not hundreds of years. It's immutable, it's a finished product, and it can never be changed. However, what can be changed, and what is changing, is the ecosphere that Pulse Zen lives in. And so, you know, as an adjunct to our family motto, which is Esse Quan Vedi, it's better to do than to be seen to be doing. So it's better to actually see what we do than listen to what we are talking about doing. And today I'm very pleased to give you the latest event in the Pulse Zen ecosphere, which is the PZen ranking site. And so without further ado, let's have a quick look at the ranking site. I think you'll find it quite interesting. Let's have a look. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited to bring you today the latest enhancement to the Pulse Zen ecosphere. We said we were going to build a Pulse Zen ranking site, and we have done it. Adhering to our family motto of Esse qua Mederi, it's better to do than to be seen to be doing. And so here it is. We've done what we said we were going to do. We have a Pulse Zen ranking site. You can see here we're actually showing you the top 500 holders on both the Ethereum and Pulse Chain, and then a combined table as well. One of the interesting things that you can see here is that there are buttons that will actually play some kind of audio depending on what ranking you're on. And if I just show you one.
Welcome, disciple. You have reached a great milestone on your journey. Many have tried, and many failed. The secrets to achieving true wealth are number 1, patience, number 2, compounding interest, number 3, discipline. Learn all 3 and be ready to reach the next level of sensei by holding more than 7 million tokens.
Wow, fantastic. And the other thing that you can do is, of course, check your own ranking. You can do it manually or you can connect your wallet. And if I show you here what's going to happen, I'll just go to this wallet. Now, once we've connected, you can see that my balance of Pulse on Ethereum is 0. My balance on Pulse Chain is 2,400 or something. And because of that very low figure, we're not actually ranked. It says we're not ranked in the top 500 because we don't have any balance. And so, what does it say?
You've begun the journey as an aspiring Zen Knight. You're part of a growing, supportive community striving for wealth and freedom. Remember, patience, discipline, and smart investing are key. Reach over 500,000 PZen, and you unlock the next step on your path.
Okay, so there we have it. So it's available today. It's up and running. It's live. pzenrankings.com. Go and play with it. Go and have a lot of fun. And thank you very much for listening in. So there we have it. A bit of fun, but there will be some quite useful information there. And little fun things being added all the time. So go off, have a look at that, and enjoy. So, Sanjivar to that. Thanks for the effort of the team there. Give you some feedback and see what we think. Now, the other thing is, we launched Pulse and Rewards, and I think people have got a bit confused about what Pulse is all about. You do not have to stake Pulse in order to earn rewards. In fact, if you just keep it in your wallet, you will get your rewards added automatically. This system is for those of you who have a bit more money sloshing around and you want to get a very high return on it and become liquidity providers. And you do that by becoming a liquidity provider at the moment on Uniswap for the pair Pulse Zen and USDC. So I think people misunderstood that a little bit. So let's just have a look at that again. Okay, so we're talking about Pulse and rewards for liquidity providers. And of course, the first thing you'll have to do is be a liquidity provider. So you do that on Uniswap and you select pool and you're going to use PulseZen and USDC. You're creating your liquidity position in that marketplace. Now, make sure that you have PulseZen selected. If it's not showing up, you have to add it to the contract from the Etherscan, which will tell you what the contract address is. And you simply click add and you'll be a part of liquidity providing fraternity once you've done that. Now, what you're going to do is the Uniswap system gives you Uniswap tokens. And if they're not showing up in your MetaMask wallet like they should do, head over to where the Uniswap pool is, that is the PZen and USDC pair, and you'll get the contract address, which is over here. It ends in 42 alpha. and you will add those to your MetaMask. So those are the tokens that you're going to actually deposit on the Pulse Zen reward site. And here it is. Let me just disconnect this wallet, and then we can see the whole system right from the beginning. So here we are. This is the Pulse Zen rewards. So what are we solving here? Well, the issue is that once you become a liquidity provider on Uniswap, yes, you get your transaction fees, but you lose out a little bit on the fact that you don't get automatically rewarded by holding Pulse Chain in your wallet. That doesn't work that way. So now we are going to make liquidity providers the kingpins of this whole ecosystem, because you are going to be rewarded handsomely as well as getting the transaction fees. So the URL you need to head over to is pulsezenrewards.com, and this is the site. The first thing we need to do is connect our wallet. So we click connect. I'm using a MetaMask wallet at the moment, and we're connected. You can see that up here. Just going to hide the address, of course. This is a test, but nevertheless. And here we have the rewards pools. There are 3 pools that you could possibly choose from, and you can see the details of each pool here. You can see that for locking up your LP tokens for 1 month, you're going to earn a hefty 18% APY. And if that's not good enough, if you lock up your money for 3 months, you lock up your LP tokens for 3 months, you're going to earn 22% APY. And then for those of you who are really professional investors, a 6-month lockup of your LP tokens will give you 25% APY. Now, it's important to note that you're depositing the LP tokens, and the rewards will be given to you in Pulse ZIC, PZIC totals, or the PZINC token, which is the Pulse Zen incentive coin. Now, how does that work? Well, you'll get your percentage in the PZIC coin, which you'll go onto Pulse Zen app and add to your MetaMask wallet, so you get the nice little pictures. And then when the time comes to redeem your rewards, you can, of course, keep them and just take the interest. But if you wanted to take the whole shebang, you could actually take your Pulse Zinc and swap it directly for Pulse Zen. And that's how you achieve your 18%. But of course, the whole thing here is to be a long-term holder, actually growing the ecosystem for your long-term benefit. But anyway, there's a trick to withdrawing or claiming. So say we're very happy with what's going on and we don't actually want to withdraw our liquidity tokens, then we can just hit claim reward. Now, it's not going to work here because the money's locked up for 30 days, so it just says the execution is reverted. But by claiming rewards, you'll get the PZIC in your wallet, but the PLP that you previously deposit remains in the system without you having to re-enter the LP tokens, and it can just keep generating you income as long as you like. But if you are starting off on the 1-month system, you can withdraw and start again on the 3 or maybe 6-month system if you want to do it that way. There are some other things on the page. This is your activity. This shows you what you've done. And here we have the ecosphere. These are contracts that you might want to use. And over here we've got the shopping, which is coming soon for merchandise. This is the Pulse Zen app website. This is the link to the contract for PZen, just so you can double check on the Ethereum chain. This is the Pulse Zen contract on Pulse chain. Over here is the PZIC ETH contract, which is the only one that you're interested in the moment, because the liquidity providers are Pulse Zen and USDC on the Ethereum blockchain. Later on, we'll maybe have the Pulse chain. Here we have Pulse Zen from Pulse chain. And here we have Pulse Zen from Ethereum. Don't forget this magnificent system where you can impart value on both chains by continually swapping between 2 chains. I'm not just talking about bridging. There's actually marketplaces on either chain for the comparative Pulse Zen from Pulse chain and Pulse Zen from Ethereum. It's a fantastic system, which a lot of you don't realize is actually there. There's just a little bit of an introduction video, and then, of course, the latest price chart of Pulse Zen to USDC. So there we have it. In a nutshell, this is the fabulous Pulse Zen rewards system. It's open. If you can see this video, it's available for you right now. Remember, you have to be a liquidity provider on Uniswap in the Pulse Zen USDC pairing. Bring over those tokens, put them in your wallet if you haven't got them already, and then bring them over to the Pulse Zen reward system. It's very likely that it'll be a very small number, and you can see here that somebody's actually deposited 0.6 and a 1 of your Uniswap tokens. And this is because of the Uniswap system. They actually throw out very small numbers for their liquidity positions, unless you happen to own a lot of liquidity, of course. And that's it. That's the introduction. This is a fantastic reward system that was previously in the cupboard. We brought it out because people may want to use it. And of course, what is this going to do? It's going to grow the entire ecosystem for everybody and everybody that's involved. So it just keeps rolling on and rolling on and rolling on. This, again, is a system that is going to last now forever. It's built on the blockchain. Contract is already up. The contract, of course, has been audited, and you can see the audit later on. And there we have it. An amazing system. One of the things that I found in the cupboard, there are some more things in the cupboard that I think you might be interested in coming forward in the next few months. One of them, I know you'll be interested in to know whether we're going to be launching on Pulse Chain. And the answer to that is maybe. There are some issues with Pulse Chain, remarkably, that we did not anticipate. And so therefore, we're doing it on Ethereum because Ethereum is the most widely known chain. If you ask anybody who's involved in crypto, apart from those in the know, nobody has even heard of Pulse Chain. And of course, with all the debacle going on, it may be not the idea to launch right this moment in time. But on Ethereum, the well-established chain that we are also part of, that's why we are launching here. So there we are. It's a very simple system, but it's very smart. What we are in effect doing is utilizing the economic activity on Uniswap and bringing that into our own ecosphere for the Pulse and reward side. And then you're going to be rewarded. It's just amazing to think that we are able to do this coding finance in the way that we are able to do it. And if you haven't tried it yet, you might not want to go all in, but why not just go and try with, say, $100 and see what happens? I mean, Pulse Zinc, the incentive coin, is extremely rare. And, you know, it's going to be mind-boggling what's going to happen with those two coins. So I urge you to go and have a look. So what else has been happening in the world then? Well, if I can show you, we can see some interesting things. So the first one I want to show you is, this is Morales, our good old friend, has put this on his site, and we're there for both the Ethereum blockchain and also the Pulse chain blockchain. So it behoves you to actually go and visit these two links on both the Ethereum and Pulse chain blockchains and vote for your own currency. The more votes there are, the better it is for all of us. You can see here we've got very nice statistics. This is the one that we want to get up. We've got a hype score here. Anything over 50 or above is extremely interesting. And we're just nudging up there. Shows us with our liquidity, 229,000, final diluted value, 300 grand. I mean, these are such low figures, and who knows how that's going to be in the future. So what else? Well, that's Morales. Please visit there and get the token actually going. Another site that I can show you, for example, is Dex Screener. Big fan of Dex Screener, and they're just getting better and better and better. And if I can show you, here is Pulse Zen on Pulse Chain. You can see we're skyrocketing up again at the moment. 00091 today, and lots of good gen on here as well. Don't forget to go and vote for your favorite token here. Can I vote here? Yes, I can. Look at that. Okay, I want to see hundreds of votes because the more you guys vote, the more visibility we're going to get on our tokens. It behoves you to go and click a few buttons, and that's certainly going to get the word out. That's both on Dex Screener and our good friend Ivan on Text Morales, for which he's working very hard to try and integrate Pulse Chain, but he hasn't quite done it all yet, which is why we've got some inconsistencies in the values that you can see. What else is happening? Well, I think the other thing is that if you're going to buy Pulse Zen, don't forget that you can add it to your wallet by visiting pulsezen.app. If I can just show you right here. Oh, I can't. Don't know why. Why is that not working? Not sure. But anyway, we can also add Pulse Zik, the incentive coin, from the same site, and that'll go into your wallet with the lovely graphics. Other things that are going on. Well, if you are going to be buying Pulsen, one of the easiest ways that you can do it, there are lots of ways of buying Pulsen on Pulse Chain, but if you go to pzen.digital, you can buy PLS straight away using USDC, and then you merely take your PLS, go over to PulseX, and buy Pulsen directly from that particular DEX PulseX, or even using one of my favorites, which is Pateus.io. One of the things that we're looking at is crypto's been around for 12 years or so. It's still a very nascent industry. And the people who are not involved in crypto at the moment find it very hard to get involved in crypto. But if you look at my 2 tweets this morning about what else they could be investing their money in, I think you'll agree with me, it would behove them to spend a little bit of time and understand what it's actually all about. But there are some barriers to entry, and we're working very, very hard to eliminate some of those barriers. So going forward, we should see a very interesting way of onboarding new people into the system. And on that note, still, some people don't quite get what PulseZen is all about. So once again, let me just show you this very explanatory, but very simple, short video of what happens with PulseZen.
The power of PulseZen is in the compounding interest code. Let's look at today's numbers. On Pulse Chain, 1 million Pulse Zen at $0.0009 costs just $900. The daily pay it forward code can average for the year 500 Pulse Zen per 1 million held per day. So you are making 45 cents a day, or $164.50 or so a year. So that works out to a whopping 18.2% a year, no staking, no lockup. However, if you imagine the growth in Pulse Zen, imagine daily volume increases and price is 30 cents. Everything looks shockingly different. The daily PIF is now $150 a day at 30 cents per Pulse Zen. That generates compounding rewards of about $54,750 a year, which is a staggering 5,375% APY. Go see for yourself at pulsezen.app.
So that's kind of happening for all of you with PulseZen holdings. You don't have to go anywhere near PulseZen reward, but of course, if you want to be part of the ecosphere and you want to grow it, being a Paulsen liquidity provider is one of the most fantastic ways that you can help the ecosystem. And of course, you're going to get rewarded handsomely for doing so. A minimum of 18%, 22%, and then 25%. It's a phenomenal rate of return, especially in today's economy. The UK is about to grind to a halt. I actually left about a week ago and I had to come back due to family reasons, but I'm leaving very shortly. And I doubt whether I'll be back in the UK for a very long time. And so expect more broadcasts from me in the future, but not from sunny old Scotland. Well, it hasn't been very sunny at all, I have to say. So there we are. There's just a short overview of what's happening in the ecosystem. We're growing all the time. There are more and more people who are getting to hear about Paulsen. And once you get back to trading volumes like we saw at the very beginning of over $1 million US a day, again, this is when people will start to get interested. It just blows my mind that, when the candles go green, that's when people buy. When really you should be buying when the candles are red. But that's by the by. That's just the way that people with their primitive brains work. I highly suggest you go and visit the Paulsen ranking site. Some valuable information will appear magically from somewhere. Go and have a look at the Paulsen rewards site and just dabble with it. Just try a little bit of money and see what happens. I'd be very interested to see how many of you are using the system. We're going to start plugging it more and more and more. I'm doing more talks on my travels to non-crypto people to try and get them interested. And of course, it was very interesting today to do this research on the top investments that are being shilled to you by normal TradFi brokers, etc., because the returns are paltry. And as I say, what's happened today in the UK just puts it into the spotlight of how much you have to really understand that if you're not making money on your money, making money whilst you sleep, keep mentioning this, but this is the key. And of course, with Paulsen, we have the magic of the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest, one of Warren Buffett's favorite strategies. I'm still surprised that we're not getting the word out as much as we need to, but it's only a matter of time. It will happen. As like I said before, the average company lasts about 75 years, and then they're either taken over or they just disappear. Paulsen is going to be here for decades. It's going to be here for hundreds of years. Why is that? Because for the first time in history, we're able to build a financial system which is going to endure all sorts of misfortunes or whatever happens in the real world. Paulsen will continue to roll along. I might die, I might disappear, but the coin will continue. The ecosphere continues. So I'm irrelevant in all of this game. I'm a big advocate of Paulsen. Of course, why wouldn't I be? After Hex, we've seen how we need something that is relevant for today's economic times, and compound interest will always be the most enduring way to grow your wealth. So thank you very much for listening to me. Slanjivar once again. I'll have a quick look at the comments, and otherwise I'm going to wish you a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Let's just have a look and see if anybody's got some burning questions before I sign off. If we can do that. Okay, lots of people saying they like the PZen ranking site. Alt Season, thank you very much. We've got CB. He says it looks very nice. DR says it looks nice. CB says I might try the LP. Yep, go and have a little play. Just use a little bit of dosh to begin with. Don't commit until you're very happy with what's going on. That's my only warning to you. Okay, so this is a very strange time to broadcast. Don't like it very much. It was daylight apparently today. I think I blinked and missed it. with the clocks changing here in the UK, the amount of sunshine one gets is minimal, and I can't be done with that. So we're going back to the sunshine very, very shortly. I don't think the tax on private jets comes in just yet. The non-dom thing is another matter altogether. Silly old Labour government. And on that sort of thing, that's the UK government. United States government, of course, in the next week or so, we're going to see what's going to happen there. I mean, if Donald Trump wins, you may not agree with all of his policies. You might not even like them. But as far as crypto is concerned, things will turn absolutely euphoric if he does get in and starts to do what he says he's going to do. But let me just expand on this a bit. Without getting into it, it doesn't matter who gets in, really, whether it's going to be Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. These two people have been chosen by the powers that be, and it doesn't matter which one wins, they ain't actually running the country. I mean, we all know that by now. I'm sure you should know that by now. And so the actual people who run the country have engineered it so these are the two candidates that you're going to pick. I mean, look, in the States, we have, about 380 million people also to choose from. How on earth do we end up with Donald Trump on the one hand and Kamala Harris on the other? Out of all these people, are these the two best candidates we can find to run the country? I think we need a big change in the way that countries are run. And it will come. And crypto is going to be one of those driving forces. We've already seen an extreme amount of lobbying go on. A lot of money's been injected into the system. And we can only look forward to the future. We have a very bright future to look forward to. And I'm very pleased that you have chosen to actually join us. And of course, if you haven't yet, please visit pulsezen.app, get yourself educated, spend about an hour or so, and then let's see you join the system. And of course, in the future, we are working very hard to make onboarding very, very simple, because we know that is one of the biggest bars to entry in this game, is actually getting to buy the crypto in the first place. So for me, I'm Conrad Zen, a former Bitcoin Foundation member and now evangelist for Pulse Zen on both Ethereum and Pulse Chain. Sanjivar, and I will see you in the next broadcast. Thank you very much for watching.